1 love.
Just getting started here. Gritty in the push game. Not into the open rally yet. There will be plenty of time for that.
One all.
You can see again trying to open up with the backhand. I think that's going to be a factor in this game. A lot of backhand to backhand exchanges. It's obviously very common in the women's game, but these two especially very quick over the table with the backhand.
1 2.
And in general, making that opening shot count, we have to remember these are two of the taller women on their teams. That to say more wingspan, but more expensive strokes with the forehand, so you'd expect them to use the backhands more. Oh, the burner! Turn it on and light it up right down the line. ShinYubin gets back from behind the table. One and done.
Yeah, we don't see that too often from ShinYubin. Well, what a sight that was. Backhand down the line winner.
All level here after 4 points.
3 2.
Little acknowledgement there, little fortune, Miwa Harimoto, but we're seeing much different energy here now. Some of the spin rallies starting to come out. After the first towel break here, it's interesting. It's rare that I can see two of the best players in the world and say, I've known her since she was 10, and I've known Miwa since she was 11. She swept the floor with me then. It has only become better and better.
2 5.
She has such a good sense for the court. She seems to know what to do at all times. Her peripheral vision is wonderful. She knows the patterns. It's not a flashy game. It's fast. It's well calculated. It's practice. This comes from hard work.
I think as well for me, Adam, how she controls the middle of the table, and this is a prime example of it. She's not afraid to move to the middle and play backhand, but she's also not afraid to step around and play that forehand when she has the time.
Seatbelt shot right there to save a little bit of time coming across the chest there to abbreviate.
7 2.
It's weird looking at the world rankings and seeing ShinYubin at 17 in the world. This is a player who's been inside the top 10 for the majority of the past few years. The angle, the placement, Miwa quickly and confidently playing wide to the forehand once again.
It's very strong for Miwa Harimoto in this opening game. She's on top of everything, putting ShinYubin under fierce pressure in the early stages.
10 2.
Very controlling start here at the second towel break. It's 8 game points for the 6th seed. Miwa Harimoto constantly moving. Again, that wide stance to stay low and agile. Twist where she can, where she needs to. Well calculated opening. ShinYubin taking a chance. It's been some time since we've seen her in the rally have a confident counterattack. And there it is, Miwa Harimoto in the open rally finishes the game in fashion.
Trying to start the points. I think we saw a lot of Miwa Harimoto controlling the rallies, dictating from early. We need to see ShinYubin being the one that activates the rallies, being the one that dictates where on the table we're playing, in control. And that's a lot easier for me to say than her to do, but it's what's needed.
And it looked like she tried in the last point, definitely active. Ooh, kick serve. Side top spin there to make the ball jump off the second bounce.
And I think that's important that she disrupts the rhythm. Not afraid to do these things like serving long, changing positions a little bit more often.
One, two.
Just creates that little bit of uncertainty like we saw there. Not sure if it's going to come short or long. It gets Miwa Harimoto to the ball just a fraction of a second later, which gives ShinYubin more advantage.
Two, all.
It's so interesting for me to think. I'm going to back out a little bit here, but both of these players as young girls started because their fathers were professional players. And they both have their teams. ShinYubin, from physio to coach to mom around all the time. It's a traveling team, and it's a team effort to really be a world-class athlete. Ooh, don't see Miwa chop too often. ShinYubin with a surprise placement down the line here. Nice open face of the racket.
Yeah, great break of the wrist there, just misdirecting Miwa Harimoto. Would have been nice to see that chop go on.
Yeah.
Let, 3, 2.
Very intentional there, even on the let serve. Miwa watching the rotation clearly to make sure she matches the data, makes sense of every spin.
Let, 3, 2. Two, 4.
Good follow-up to a few tight serves, clipping the net on the way over, but getting something that she's comfortable to counter right after for a third ball. Ooh, look at that, 30% better. Miwa Harimoto on serve, 70% successful. ShinYubin would prefer to be receiving in terms of winning points. That said, it was 11-3 in game number 1, so I guess she'd prefer to be scoring, period.
3, 4.
And in this game, she has been coming into the towel break leading 4-2, but it's Miwa Harimoto. A little apology here as this ball clips the edge of the table.
4, all.
Well-placed serve right near that back edge. If you were to draw a map of the receiver's side of the table and pinpoint the different places you could serve effectively with all the different factors to consider, it's just amazing how Miwa is able to find just the right spot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what a tussle. This just felt like at any given moment, the concentration must break. They kept hitting each other in uncomfortable spots, twisting and turning, the arcing shots. Almost nothing in here. Every time it got turned up, the combination, somehow it was reset. It was back to the beginning. You watch points like this and you just think how unpredictable each rally is, and now Miwa in front after 3 in a row.
6, 4.
She's really turned this one around now, Miwa Harimoto. Coming back into that form we saw in the first game. It's funny what that little edge ball, it can start a momentum shift.
Seven, 4.
I feel like there's probably a fable. I was thinking like a teardrop that started an avalanche. I don't remember what the fable is, but yeah, it's funny how you can really ride the momentum. Just whatever sparks the fire for you to really get things going. Miwa continues her streak.
I think you're talking about the butterfly effect.
No, I'm definitely talking about a teardrop on a snowy mountain. No, you might be right. Good placement there into the middle of ShinYubin, 2 on the elbow.
4, 8. 5, 8.
Good change up on the serve here. ShinYubin a little bit longer to the middle. There it
8,
is.
6.
That's two unbelievable angles. How she got around the corner, opened up her body to play wide to Harimoto's backhand, and then arc and curve around the ball to come back on the other side.
Yeah, this down the line would have been very tough to predict. All signs were showing deep to the backhand corner again.
9, 6.
There was a bit of power in that one.
I'll say, and how. Set up for the push, quickly recoils. You could see her open the racket and then drop the racket head back to set up for that big shot. 6 of the last 8 points for Miwa. That's Miwa in Mandarin.
7, 9.
Idea was right, the forehand flick tempted as Miwa Harimoto drops it just behind the net to that short forehand. She sets up 3 game points for a 2-0 lead.
Let. 7, 10.
Big spin on the backhand. This is one of the key ingredients for ShinYubin as a taller player, how she gets so much racket speed, raising the elbow. Watch what she does here. Very fluid backhand.
She's won a couple of direct points as well when she plays that really heavy spinny one to Miwa's backhand.
Hasn't been easy to sort of control the points and keep Miwa from directing traffic. 2 game points left for Miwa, with serves on her side now. Good touch, patience, control, and soft hands. It takes footwork, fast movement, and recognition to get in early.
Time out.
Very unusual shot, but it's credit to ShinYubin to pin Miwa Harimoto in the middle to get that flat-hitting forehand. This right there, it's a Shiono forehand attack. It was quite unusual. 6 of the last 8 points to Korea Republic's ShinYubin. And now we have deuce. Continuing the streak, 4 on the trot. ShinYubin. Remember, head-to-head, she's 1 in 5. Miwa Harimoto has won their last 4 encounters. Job is not done. Alternating serves. It's Miwa's turn now. Ooh, tested on the corners. It was like they both went into their reserve tank for this point to just give everything they had to extend. Miwa with the quick punch, the change, and then testing the footwork on the wide corner, the opposite side.
You could also just see ShinYubin's little smile there. She knew as that ball was coming over, she wasn't going to quite reach.
Oh, short side of the table, a vacancy, and we just found a tenant. It's going to be Miwa Harimoto's backhand moving in immediately.
12, 11.
Quick recognition of a player with a plan on the other side, and it's game point. Miwa, once again. Ooh! Again, this is shocking. This is not a receive that ShinYubin would count on to win the point or wish to ever have. Wow, Miwa Harimoto, this is a 9 times out of 10 at least shot for her, but the pressure on the other side in this moment.
And sometimes you're expecting such high quality that actually that surprises you and catches you off guard.
That's 100% my plan when I play. Give them such low quality that they're just caught off guard every time. Tight serve to set up another game point from down 7-10. ShinYubin looking to capitalize. Again, she needs this, otherwise she's down 0-2 in a best of 5. Gambare, says the crowd, the Japanese crowd. Give it your all. Arcing spin carries long. Variation in the push game. How much of this do you credit to tension right now, Gavin?
I think a lot of it is going on nerves now in these final moments of the game. Both sides desperate to get this game on their board.
13 points apiece, fourth deuce.
That 13-all.
Ooh, the touch.
13-14.
So the score now, 14 for ShinYubin, 13 for Miwa.
Please play.
Everybody uncomfortable in the front row. Oh, the break!
15,
Fortune
13.
for ShinYubin to put this game to rest.
1 love.
It'll be interesting to see how Miwa Harimoto reacts now, because she'll have to feel a little bit like that game was stolen from her. She had a lead, she had some opportunities. So important now that she puts that out of her mind.
One all.
I feel like there's no greater incentive or motivation than making a living. And these players make a living by winning. So anything that us spectators have thought of, you can imagine someone on their team has really worked with them on, let alone themselves.
1, 2.
I bring that up to say, I don't forget things easily. Stuff like this would get under my skin. Having 10-7 in the last game, not being able to capture it. But this is their experience. They just have to learn how to be stoic. Problem solvers in real time, not let the past affect them in any negative way. Let nothing get in their way to slow them down or cramp their style or hurt their chances to win.
Yeah, and the more and more professional our sport gets, they're all working with sports psychologists within their teams, and of course there is a human element as well. It will have played on Miwa Harimoto's mind for a second or two,
4,
but I'm sure she was reminded in the corner, okay, that's done now, let's move on.
Ooh, long push, and ShinYubin, not bullied, says, "Nuh-uh, you're not going to move me out of position. I'm going to catch you while you're in over the table still."
2, 4.
A lot of conversation down there from the crowd. Usually we hear a thing or two, a gambare, a jayo, something to that effect. Sounded like some monologues coming from the crowd.
2, 5.
Yeah, nice recovery there. ShinYubin with the push that almost dribbled over the net. Miwa Harimoto quick to react. She'll be satisfied with that one.
You could feel ShinYubin trying to work her way back into the table. After every shot, she'd spin it deep, and you could see the feet. Even right there in the replay, just looking to get back in, and quickly, Miwa going parallel to keep her away. Well, at least it wasn't at 14-13 this time. No, yeah. It happens. I mean, they've had their fair share.
We saw Miwa recover from one of those a couple of minutes ago, but this one, not possible.
Oh, she survives. Defense using the topspin on the move. It was soft topspin on the backhand time and time again. A chase from ShinYubin.
It's almost like a wrestling match, isn't it? They're wrestling for control of the table. Miwa Harimoto just pressing and pressing and pressing.
7.
Oh, beautiful forehand flick up on one foot. Advantages to being tall in table tennis, equally matched by the disadvantages, but one of them is the leverage, the wingspan here, and she gets in quickly to use that leverage and flick with that forehand.
7-5.
Timing, and it sneaks past the slow one, ducks under the racket.
Been speaking about this in a couple of matches, but we're seeing a lot of net courts in this event.
Is Mercury in retrograde, or what's going on?
I don't know if there's any science behind it, but it's happening.
5-9.
Yeah, another thing that's interesting to think about is, as we mentioned, flying in from Brazil. Players are constantly traveling the world, from time zones to climates to humidity, equipment. Beautiful short side stroke. Table tennis, much like life, is about being adaptable. And I feel like everything that was just mentioned, one more factor to consider, and they come out here and still play the best table tennis we can watch anywhere in the world.
9-7.
So last game she had 10-7 before ShinYubin would win 15-13. Still a little bit closer here, ShinYubin at this moment on receive.
Net 9-7.
And the scoreline repeats itself. It is 3 game points for the 6th seed. This time around, she takes care of business, closes the door. 1-2 in games. Full commitment, gets early around that backhand corner, taking some risks here, Gavin.
Yeah, really brave, and a great placement then with the forehand as well to finish into that crossover point. Miwa Harimoto, not sure, backhand or forehand.
Doesn't miss by much here. Short side of the table again, high risk right now seems to be the pattern. Confidence, early, initiative. But the serve game, it's going to be crucial.
2-1.
Some of these exchanges, it's almost like a men's match, you know.
From ShinYubin's timeout. Good length, soft touch. Miwa just a step behind the table there, testing the in and out game. It's the soft hands of ShinYubin. We've talked about flexibility and how important it is to change up directions. Just the other day, ShinYubin was getting twisted like a pretzel, and I was having a conversation with her about the United States, and I said, doesn't that hurt? She said, yeah. Very casually.
3-all.
And I think that's the point, right? There's growth in challenges. There's growth in overcoming pain and dealing with it, learning how to get through the tough things in life. And these challenges, no matter who wins this match, both sides are going to learn a lot.
3-all.
So out of the timeout, 2 of 3 points for ShinYubin. Any changes that you've seen?
Not majorly changes, Adam, but what I do see is it's quite often the lower quality balls from ShinYubin that's winning the points. There's been a couple of balls where she's opened with her backhand, maybe a little less spin, and Miwa's anticipating that high quality that we normally see, and we're seeing one or two go ShinYubin's way. So I'm not quite sure it's a tactic, but it's happening.
Well placed on the parallel. Miwa down the line gets ShinYubin up on 1 foot. Take another look at it here. Beautiful forward motion, a little bit of side spin on it to help bend it out of reach as well. Again, flexibility in that wrist, Miwa. This is another example. It's not a full stroke forehand. It doesn't feel very rapid. It's just sort of a soft in-between ball.
It was reactionary. It was just guided into Miwa's backhand, and not having that speed and spin to play off, Miwa didn't know what to do.
And a good long serve right to the baseline, shovel serve. It's funny you mentioned that earlier, that sometimes the shots where less spin is on it, jamming up the opponent more. I think that's an important reminder. When you feel like you're running out of ideas, sometimes simplify. Fast footwork to follow, but a counter slap has the crowd oohing and awing as ShinYubin, not on home soil, but playing against a home crowd favorite here.
Look how quick she was coming back in here. She was like a rocket. Even though it didn't come back, she was racing in just in case.
Got to be ready. You never know when the ball is going to come down. Might have some ideas, but just in case, be there. Oh, what an answer. Punished. Go to your room, ball. Serve comes long and spanked here by ShinYubin. Man, right to the purple line. Four in a row now for ShinYubin, if I remember correctly.
7-5.
The smack does not come back the other way here. Miwa with a similar stroke there, flat behind the ball, sacrificing some topspin, just trying to put the pressure on reactionary.
And again, it's funny, that change of speed. You know, we've seen that shovel serve really fast. Now we saw it just guided in softly. And it's that now little bit of indecision it creates for Miwa.
5-9.
It's so funny the way you described it, because I see it for Miwa now. A few points in a row, she hasn't brushed the ball confidently. It's almost like she's trying to take a page out of the ShinYubin book by just playing an, in quotes, lower quality shot. A little bit atypical here, and 6 of the last 8 now for ShinYubin.
5-10.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of hesitation creeping in there for Miwa Harimoto, and ShinYubin has taken full advantage to set up 5-game points.
And there it is, an emptier long push, and we are going to the D. In their head-to-head, it's Miwa to start it off. Perfectly placed into the elbow. Miwa with a very different spirit here compared to the last few points we saw.
Yeah, we kind of had a feeling that she'd race out of the blocks at him. It's what she tends to do.
Perfect placement right on the edge of that blade.
Love 2.
2 fiery, fast points for Miwa on serve.
ShinYubin now needs to stay within touching distance. She needs to use her serve wisely.
Love 3.
Well placed right at the baseline. Miwa with a quick turn to spin it past. Just thinking to myself, watching the calm, steady hand of ShinYubin before that serve, how do you manage to calm your nerves in moments like this? I guess it's an art that's been practiced for years.
4 love.
I think it's a case that you got to create so much muscle memory that you don't feel the pressure anymore. You'll always feel it to a certain degree, but if you practice enough hours and enough times, certain things just become natural.
5
It's like
love.
acting. They say learn your lines so well that you forget them and just live and react in the moment. The same out here. This is not their first rodeo. They've been playing high-level competitions around the world for quite some time, and as they switch sides of the table, it's a new courtesy, a new onegaishimasu from the fresh side, Miwa. A flawless start to game number 5. Fashionably late, but they're still keeping score, so it's not too late. ShinYubin gets her first point on the scoreboard. That 0-5, it just feels like a landslide lead, but then 1 point is scored and you realize, well, not that much between them at this point in the game.
5.
Placement and spin, the control, Miwa pinpointing like operation out here, right on that elbow. Beautiful net recovery from Yubin. Now right here, we were talking earlier about looking up at your opponent. The body language we saw from Miwa, there was a gulp there. There was a moment where, if I'm ShinYubin, that's fuel in my tank. It's the question of potentially crumbling confidence. When you talk to the players who had the best comebacks in modern history, there's often an element of, I looked up and I realized suddenly they question themselves. A long chase to get there, Miwa finding a way. That was a big, big point. Think about the way it started for ShinYubin.
Yeah, we're at least now seeing a lot better play from ShinYubin in the rallies. Miwa Harimoto hasn't dropped their level, but we're starting to see better play from ShinYubin.
And it makes it this time around a flat cross-court hit. The last time she took it, it seemed like she threw caution to the wind and it was unlikely. And here it comes down to win the point.
And that ball from Yubin was perfect down the line. Miwa Harimoto does extremely well to recover here.
Heavy spin, the very thin brushing contact from ShinYubin to load this ball with security and spin. Second towel break here. ShinYubin looking at the face, or at least we looked at the face at the bottom of her racket that was looking at her. Not so many players have their faces on the bottom of their rackets. Right into the top edge, the extra spin. She coils back and unloads with that backhand, that quick wrist snap to get a 5-point lead.
And again, it was that spinny flick from ShinYubin, kind of exactly what she would have wanted to do, but Miwa Harimoto equal to it.
The choreography of these points, that there's someone there every time they play it. It's almost like they know the patterns. They have to move so quickly. ShinYubin covers the middle and makes that break to the forehand to get in position. 2 big serves to come. Unbelievable, the quality of these points, Gavin.
Oh, the recoveries is what's impressing me the most. Every time you think it's over, you think Miwa Harimoto's played a winner here, and Yubin with a super recovery.
Full stretch. That footstep was such a long lunge to get there. But it's a flatter flick into the body here, and Miwa Harimoto sets up 4 match points for a match that, well, based on history, should not have been so tough to get to this point.
10-6.
And you are now free to roam the cabin. Air pressure is back. Miwa Harimoto takes it 3-2.